hit the red button.
It is red.
No, hit
This one?
that one.
I feel like I'm just too far.
Oh,
Your
this is a new
favorite
intro?
amateur hacks are back for another season of the Sneaky Par Show. They're still shitty at golf and clueless in life, but having fun along the way. Over to you guys for...
Wait, who is that?
That's some random girl who did a voice.
Great voice, great voice.
It is.
So good.
The guy who did it, he actually did it in like 2 days for me. It's the same guy who did the first one.
Oh, yeah?
And
Did Dally AV miss the last 2 episodes?
I did. It's Christmas.
Oh, that's right. All right. Well, we're here for, I don't know, season 2, episode 4. I lost track after the holidays, but I feel like we're getting back to 100%. Daly AV's here. Darren's here. Shilaire's still on his call or on the phone, so we're hoping he's going to get loose. January 15th, Bri, which would probably be the
one
next
more week. Next week, I'll be in the studio.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, I'm a genius in this call. Right? I know 2 people personally have gotten COVID over the holidays, so great job, great call on my part. Waiting to get everybody's system to be good to go.
He's like, I know 2 people that got it. There were 4,000 that died today.
He's so proud and he knows it.
I'm in the club.
Well, we're going to be hopefully 100% next week with everybody. We're in my basement again. We call this Studio B. I don't think anybody really know unless I told them they were actually in my basement.
Yeah, they would know.
Are you going back to Studio A?
The table don't know.
We were talking about for certain things, but Studio B's been good for us.
Brian, did you watch the video of the last episode or no? That's a no.
That's sad.
I mean, I don't want to put you guys on pips at the beginning of the year, so I mean, it's not hard to go watch or listen.
What was
to
the last episode about?
with Gilbert?
Pardon?
With Gilbert.
Oh yeah, I watched it absolutely. Go look at the view. We only have like 17 views. You can go through all of them. See mine.
Okay.
Is Gilbert white or black?
Did he have a mascot or no mascot?
Yeah. FYI, he had a mascot.
There it is.
There you go. There you go.
If you'll notice today, we got our cocktails as usual. Daddy D's got, I think, Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Daly AV and I, we're big fans of a place called Steak 48 in Chicago, and they have this walnut old fashioned that Daly attempted to make, and he actually did a really good job at it today. So
It's not rocket science.
no, we did some walnut bitter, some brown sugar.
Yeah.
I think it turned out pretty well, pretty close to it. It's looking a little cloudy now, but
I think that's our unfiltered Chicago tap water.
yeah, we're only going to have a couple of these.
Oh, you didn't use
Brita.
Brita?
Shalaire, you'll be proud to hear this. You are growing the game of golf for our younger fans and generation.
Yes. How am I doing that?
So, my godson wants to come on the Sneaky Par show, and he feels like he's not up to par in terms of knowing much about golf. So what he's been doing is watching the Golf Channel to learn more about golf, and he is specifically targeting LPGA events so he can sound educated to you when he comes on the show.
Specifically targeting.
He's 11.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so you're making a positive impact, Brian.
Is he any good at golf? Like, does he go out on the course and golf and stuff?
So
like
I got him clubs for his birthday, and he came to Ridgemore, and the kid's got a great swing. His feet are just like, I don't know, when young kids play, they swing and they just come out of it, but his swing is on plane.
But can Chi-Town beat him?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. Like,
Did Nate hear this? Oh, Nate's listening. When Chi-Town thinks that he could beat Charlie Woods. I wish that face is on camera.
For the same tees.
Brian, for the same tees.
Yes.
It's even worse. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you should be playing the up tees, and he should be playing the back tees. Like,
All right. So here's the thing. So we have our first challenge, our first 12-year-old Chi-Town challenge.
well, Daly's working on booking that, so he's got Charlie's people.
Yeah, I got it. I got Charlie Woods' people talking to me.
So we're going to start there. There's a 12-year-old stepping up to the plate, thinks he can beat me. So we're gonna.
Charlie Woods is talking trash.
So we're gonna try.
He's gonna leave
there.
notes in the sand.
I feel like the 12-year-old tour might be a little bit. I might have to go down to 11. I think I might like. So if I can't beat this 12-year-old, then the next is your godson, the 11-year-old.
So pre-puberty then?
Did you watch
Yes,
Charlie
yeah.
Woods' swing?
Exactly.
It's better than all of ours put together, Brian. The kid uses blades.
And Brian's like, yeah, he's going to miss-hit something.
Yeah.
I saw
He
plenty of those
has a
balls.
personal caddy. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I saw plenty of the balls scooting across the green. Like We'll be fine. I'll be fine.
He told his dad to pick it up.
Didn't he get an eagle?
told his dad.
All right, Brian, you just, if I had a lot of money, I would call Tigers people and be like, how much to watch this? Because I would pay them a lot of money.
Or either that or we just DM the hell out of his Instagram, like, at Tiger.
Yeah.
We have a challenge for your son.
Do we have anybody that can write a bot and just send them DMs like every second?
I doubt
We
it.
learned about that today. Bots. It's unbelievable.
Did we get hacked?
No, we were talking separate conversation.
Oh, okay.
Did we get hacked?
Yeah, everybody wants
by the way-
this sneaky park here. They hacked our system.
Nobody's hacked.
Brought us down.
We did get a.
They stole 18 beanies.
We got an order the other day for our $70 like swag bundle. Somebody put it in there, and the notification said this has a high chance of fraud. And it was like a different ship to than the bill to. And I emailed the guy once, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, just want to do this dress, twice, 3 times, nothing.
Yeah, he replied back in Chinese.
0. But like Darren's point is, who is trying to defraud or fraud Sneaky Park?
I was thinking, like, what if they like hacked our website for ransomware? Like, give us all your money. Like,
Well, I think we got
What, you
paid
want it
on
now?
it. So Darren's like, well, don't send it to him. I'm like, no, we got paid, so I might as well
Where's
send
the
it.
address?
It's in Florida.
Florida.
And here's the thing: like, if you want to steal like a hat or something, like you got to go right to the source. Just go in just like break into your apartment, Marty. Like that's where like you got 100 hats sitting right there. Why would you just try to defraud one on a website?
you
Just
know
go
what
right to the source.
You know what would have been awesome if like all the coverage on the Capitol rate was like they're all wearing Sneaky Park.
It's like the new Proud Boys.
Look at these hoodlums. What is that hat they're wearing? Sneaky Park.
SKY. What does that mean?
God, if we could have planned that.
Okay, well let's
So
get
official
in.
sponsor.
Let's hold on.
Hey, before you get started,
Yeah.
I had a New Year's Day surprise. I was walking around. I'm like, wait, I don't have any alcohol for the podcast. And then my wife's like, I think there's a 6-pack out in the garage from Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, awesome. So sure enough, a 6-pack of Revolutionary Pilsner sitting out in the garage since Thanksgiving. It was next to the fertilizer, but it should be okay. But yeah, so I got alcohol for the podcast. I'm pretty excited.
Great story. Tell it again.
I didn't catch that whole
It was
part.
next to the fertilizer. So if Brian starts like, I don't know,
Yeah.
growing more shit. All right, please go on mute, Brian.
All
All right, so here we go. So we got people on the show. We got Nate here, who's going to join us here in a little bit. Here, he's a fellow techie guy, but
kind of not techie.
he's in the industry. But I think that he is. Sneaky Par. We try to be funny. Who knows if we are or not?
We're not.
But we
Hilarious.
try to be. Information. We try to educate people, and Nate's going to step in here because he's a big golf outing planner, like one of the best, probably the best. I mean, he does big outings with big companies. It's not child's play here.
Golf Fest, yeah.
It's not child's play here.
He has more patience than I do.
Like people dropping out. I want to golf with this person. He knows all. He's seen all the headaches. So we're gonna get his take on how best to plan a golf outing,
And also the plan of Big Cedar. He played Big Cedar.
the BC. Yeah, that's on our list here. All right, so quickly we're gonna get into numbers because we're in 2020 now, boys. We have
2021.
2020.
Oh, sorry, 2021. My bad.
Flip the calendar.
It's actually worse.
All right, so quickly, we're at 1,702 Instagram users. So we had 23% kick from last episode. So I'm going to put a goal for us in 2021. I'm going to put a goal of 5,000 followers by the end of 2021.
On which Instagram?
On Instagram. And I did the math of how many we gained in the months and all this. It's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable as long as we keep paying that girl to get us followers. I'm going to put a stretch goal out there too of 6,500. So we'll see. We'll see.
And that gets me
What do my accelerators look like?
Yeah.
That's to be determined. Twitter, we're kind of in the same boat. 1729, 12% increase. Same goes for Twitter. We're kind of on the same path going up. Facebook, I put a goal at 2,000. There's what I figured out. And I told Daddy D this was that I don't think Facebook, when you have a business, puts your post out to everybody like your personal one does. So we had one on there that was like viewed by like 10 people, which doesn't make sense to me. So I think they want you to pay to boost your post, and then they'll send it to more of your followers. Same with Twitter, I think, and same with Instagram, because it doesn't make any sense to me. YouTube, we'll just figure that one out later. And then the downloads were at 1,177 downloads. So I don't know what that's going to look like in 2021 because it changed. It's like it's cumulative every week. It
What's our TikTok coverage? Yeah.
Darren, how's TikTok? I think we got one follower.
I created a page and I put a video up.
And we have like.
Was it a Tesla?
It's funny, like that day I created, I'm like, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm like, Well,
and then yesterday,
Darren
Darren and I went to Mastro's to kind of strategically plan 2021 for Sneaky Par, and he's just like, I'm just not good at making videos, or you don't want to make videos. Like, what are we gonna do? Like some golf dance?
Yeah, well, you do the Rodney Dangerfield dance from Caddyshack. It's all right. And just dance around.
You spend all your day doing trick shit.
Oh, wow. It's Kaiser.
Oh,
yeah.
We have a guest coming, and it's all right. We're with Nate. Nate W. We won't give out last names, even though
but he lives that.
Fuck up, and we'll probably do it at some point. But Nate is a fellow techie in the industry and is a very well-seasoned golf planner. I don't know.
Golf concierge?
Golf, kind of like a concierge, but a golf concierge gets paid. He actually pays for the golf.
Wait, you don't get tips? No tips?
If I do have one friend that's addicted to golf, it's Nathan Wasabi.
Yes.
Oh, wait, you know last name now? You throwing out last name?
Yeah.
Nathan, Aaron.
Well, welcome to the show, bud.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you making the drive from your way up. No, you're by Libertyville?
I am up in Mundelein.
Wow.
Mundelein, okay.
Someone's crashing.
God's country.
Yeah.
That's right, Chiller.
We're going to start off with the rapid fire questions with Nate here in a second. But I forgot we had.
Is this like a David Faraday? It's like a spin on
Kind of,
David
a little bit.
Okay.
So my buddy stopped by today. I asked him. He was making this on. Go that way so we can get it. Oh, he was making this online, and I play hockey with him. I'm like, dude, I love it. Can I pay you for one? And he actually made me one, and he put the little Sneaky Par.
Yeah.
What is that, like branded on there or something?
Yeah.
Like that? So we're gonna hang that somewhere in the house.
And
maybe
he said
in
he
the
bought
studio.
the golf dimple thing too.
Oh, yeah, it looks great. So we're excited to have that. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but I might put it on one of these walls. But I don't know. I thought it was a cool little gesture.
Up to yesterday, it was in the rotunda of the Congressional Hall, and then somehow
he
got over here.
He shipped it from DC to me. But a Sneaky
I don't know
Par.
where he was yesterday, but we got it.
But if you guys want to start making offers, we do take cash.
Yes, we do. We can be bought. All right, Nate, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Just out of nowhere. Here it comes.
Yeah, not even warm them up.
These are easy. These aren't hard. Okay. What is your current handicap index?
I'm a 7.6.
Cheater.
Okay. What is your lowest round ever shot?
74 at your club.
We
We
mentioned
that
that.
yesterday.
Yeah.
That'd be Ridgemore
Yeah.
on the mug.
Does that give me an
And I
invite
was
to
there
Jeff?
for that round too, and it was a great round.
It was a great round.
It was unbelievable. Favorite Illinois course?
Ooh, Butler.
Yeah, good
I
call.
thought you were going to say Ridgemore because that's your lowest score.
You're off the show.
So Butler, he played it. Man.
Oh, look at you.
Once.
Wow.
What's your favorite course anywhere?
Is he going to say what
Yeah,
Nate
whatever,
Gill said?
No, I really like Sand Valley, to be honest.
Oh, all right.
Just
Yeah.
because it's chill.
Yep, I like it.
You know?
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And you were, what was that one you called?
We said Shadow Creek.
Oh, Shadow Creek.
Yeah.
I mean-
I like natural. I like what Kaiser's
Yeah.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be your ideal foursome?
Woods people
I
with
would go Tiger Woods, probably Dustin Johnson, and somebody new like a Matt Wolf.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay. What's your favorite drink in the course?
It'd have to be an Arnold Palmer.
Okay. Do you want?
within the can?
No,
can?
no.
Oh.
For some reason, the can's not good.
Of course, we don't. But you know, the people that don't go to Butler, don't go to Ridgemore, we don't get the fresh squeeze.
Exactly. You want a natural. You want a natural.
Yeah.
Daddy D came with this question. Do you want your son to be a famous musician or golfer?
I know the answer, but I know this is a tough one for him.
I mean, deep down, I would love for him to be a golfer just because I have so much love for it. But I've never done music in my life, so I'd love to see him up on stage.
Okay.
You changed my answer. I thought he'd go with golf.
But musician. Yeah, that's a good one.
How old's your son now?
He's going to be 4.
All right. At what age is your son going to be able to beat you in golf?
No.
Did you think he might?
Probably 12, 13.
At what age will he be able to beat Chiller?
Now.
Today. Yeah, tomorrow.
I mean, Chile thinks he can beat
Not
Charlie
age
Woods.
11. Not age 11.
Terrible. All right. What band or performer would you like to see living or dead? Oh. Can be anybody. Any band, performer.
His future son's band.
I would love to see everyone from Led Zeppelin.
Okay. That's a very good answer. Very good answer. Gibsons or Mastros?
Mastros.
Okay. Fall golf or summer golf?
Oh, that's tough. I like fall golf.
We asked tough, hard-hitting
I
questions.
think
here
it
on the
depends on
show.
where you live in the summer too. Is it summer Chicago or summer Phoenix?
Well, that's
Just-
Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's Chicago.
I like fall golf just because of the changing colors.
Listen, we didn't say this was going to be an easy interview. We're coming hard today.
We want
And
Nate to think.
The hardest question and the last one of all.
okay.
West
I'm
Side.
ready.
You ready for this
I'm
one?
ready.
I did not like our last guest's answer to this one.
What's your favorite podcast?
In Sync or Backstreet Boys?
Neither.
What? Oh, that's the worst.
That's way worse than what?
That's the worst question. That's the worst answer.
Daly,
experience.
Cut his mic.
Yeah. Ooh, we're running out of time.
Yeah. Well, good. Thanks for answering those questions. That was
good.
That was good. We appreciate that. And we forgot to tell our listeners that we have a couple to our left, the married couple of Sarah and Brian, and they're moving tomorrow to Florida. I found out a week
4
ago.
days ago? No, 4 days ago? Oh, maybe.
Wait, hold on. Like, for good?
Yeah.
For good.
For good, they're gone.
Come on.
They're quitting on
I would have broke. You would have told me that I would have broke COVID policy.
Oh, Shoaib said he would have broke COVID policy for you guys.
Well, That's
not true.
I feel like the
They
case
would
was
never let
kind of
him out of the
wanted to
house.
sneak out of town. They really forced him to come
Oh,
over.
I did.
It's just fascinating.
Well,
that
the reason I did that is because I won't be seeing these guys in Steamboat like you guys will be in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
it's just fascinating that anybody would want to leave Illinois.
I know why.
For Florida.
It's so good here. I mean,
in the middle of winter.
taxes are low. The weather's great. Why would you not want to stay?
No crime.
Yeah. No crime.
Yeah, it's great.
So Nate, we talked before about how you do all these golf trips for a lot of executives and partners in the industry. What advice do you have? I mean, you've done so many. Like, give us some of your little wisdom, or like tell us but I know you did the big Cedar trip as well. And that's the most recent. So talk about that and how you do it and how you deal with all the pains in the asses that are in our industry.
Oh man. Well, I think there's two scenarios, right? There's organizing a golf outing where you've got, say 20 foursomes. And then there's organizing a golf trip,
Ooh, see?
which was Big
Learned
Cedar.
something new today.
Yeah, your charity event's probably different than the golf.
Yeah. So the golf outing, when you're doing something for 20 foursomes, it's tough. I think the biggest thing is you keep it simple. I think people get too caught up in do this, do that, make it kind of different. I think you keep it simple. People are there to have fun and drink.
But you're not playing like bullshit courses. You're playing legit, very nice top 100 courses for the most part.
For the most part,
yeah.
Really? What's the
The
last?
key to a good golf event, if you're doing 20 foursomes, is making sure that people mesh. So when you're organizing the foursomes,
You
you
do
got
a good
to
job of
make
that.
sure that personalities in that foursome are going to get along and have a good time. Because if you organize that foursome and there's somebody that they don't get along with, it ruins the entire day.
Well,
So
you're lucky
everybody's
because you
fun.
know all the people for the most part, so you know who can
True.
come down. But then you still have to have the work element where it can't be all like four buddies in the cart. You got to filter in people who are sponsoring and paying.
He's
for it.
asked me a couple of times, like, Darren, who can play with you? And he knows me well enough that I don't give a shit. He's like, dude, you're easy. Like, put me on somebody else. I mean, I don't want to play with an asshole.
Yeah.
Nathan probably knows the guys
So-
that I don't want to play with.
And we won't ask you to name his name, but do you have a couple like habitual offenders who are always
Yeah.
the same ones who like I'm in, and then day of it's like something comes up, and
Yes.
or they always ask to be in a certain foursome with a certain person.
Yeah, it always amazes me how people do it like the 2 days before. Like, I can't make it. Like,
2 days. They probably do it day of for you.
pretty sure you
I'm at
knew,
the
like,
airport.
2
I'm ready to
weeks
turn
ago.
around right now. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. But yeah, you always get that. So managing that, I mean, is tough.
And it's tough from being on your side, the fact that most of the time, like, work corporations, you're paying for it and all this kind of stuff. And you can't be like, well, that's a dickhead move, buddy. Because you got to be like, hey, I get it, man. I'm sorry. And
Yeah, you just suck it up, right? It's like a girl on her wedding day. You know shit's gonna go sideways. You just kind of get over
like
it.
my wife on her wedding day. Got it.
And we're actually asking for actual names.
Oh, yeah.
Put them on the
Back to
list.
you. I'll get back to you.
No, because I've been probably not a victim, but I've been the one who would probably cancel or be like, hey, I don't want to play with this guy and things like that. But, I don't think until you've actually done and planned a golf outing, like even like you do massive big ones, right?
What's your biggest amount?
For an event, I've had 28 foursomes.
Was that a shotgun then, basically?
And honestly, that's another piece of advice. You don't want to go more than like 25 foursomes because then it gets the course gets clogged up. It becomes like a 7-hour round, and then people start to not have a good time. So.
Or you get too drunk and then it's just.
And then you get too drunk.
Yeah.
That's another thing you got to consider. Legitimately,
liability.
there's people that get hammered, and then you're worried like how they gonna get home. So you got to figure out transportation.
You would think with adults. Parents.
Darren, alcohol always gets me.
Yeah, but when I was working at that one company, I think you got us limos to come from the
We
guys
did.
in the city to come down
We
there,
did,
which is
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
That's
you
really
and
smart.
Jeff White,
Yeah.
Well, because you can't have a thing where you come back and somebody got a drunk driving
Yeah, but here's-
accident, and like, where were you? Oh, I was at a so and so's outing.
But here's the
and
thing
he's
about the
overserved
outings.
me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not going to put words in Nate's mouth about outings, but outings in our industry, it's
So lifeblood.
no. It's we're getting fucked up first.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have fun with the hopefully our foursome, and then we care about golf. So, and that's kind of well known.
Yes, it is.
That's kind of how that goes.
Do you ever deal with guys who are like so hardcore, like, come on, let's win this?
Oh yeah, of course you get the guys that want to come out and win the tournament, but
Lie their handicap.
lion's share people are there to have a good time,
Yeah.
right? But it's knowing your audience too. Right? Like I know guys that come to my outing that do want to party and just get drunk. So, you organize limos for them. But you think ahead of that.
And that's the other thing. That's the difference between when we go to Cedar, we have actual golfers.
We do.
And like low handicaps competing with the money out there compared to.
But that was still sort of it was a golf trip, but it was still a
outing
work
and trip.
event.
It was still a work event.
So,
So now switching gears from the outing where you've got like 20 foursomes to an event like Big Cedar, I think the biggest thing that I take into account there is the little things like the little tchotchkes that we give out that are custom, or setting up dinner so that people have something to look forward to after the round, like sitting around when we were having ribs and just drinking. Having those little things set up is key to making those trips pretty special. Or the houses that we booked, I mean.
As long as somebody doesn't eat an edible and go to bed early.
It's going to happen.
yeah, it's fine.
I think you're in bed by 8:30. It's completely normal.
Yeah, and I'm the only single party guy there.
what's the most that was spent on a golf outing?
Oh gosh.
I mean, probably the last trip. So that
that
trip,
Big Cedar was
that trip.
Were
was,
you buying flights for people and all that?
So that was the only thing we didn't pay for, but that trip was close to $50,000.
More than what you used to do in Vegas for.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many guys were in that one? 20 foursomes?
Only 20 people.
5 foursomes in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're calling Shalair back because he was making noise, so we had to cut him
was
off.
like running water.
He was like tapping spoons together or something. It's got to stop with him.
Shalair's got to work on his stories, though. I think
Well,
You guys hung up.
Are you pumping water there? What are you doing?
yeah, you were like clicking spoons togetger or something. Are you typing on a keyboard?
Yeah, he's typing. He's doing work.
Oh.
He's a VP, guys.
Yeah, he got a deal. He got a deal.
he's a big deal.
Listen,
I actually do my QBR tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you know what he W2'd last year? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the last time we're bringing you on audio because it never works. So you're done, and we're only keeping you on because the cases are here and they want to hear your voice.
They can't even hear
I'm not always paying attention.
Got it. All right. All right, so Big Cedar, why did you I feel like you were ahead of your time picking that course.
he was.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear about it till obviously that little thing going on. So how did you figure out about
Marty, I'd love to tell you that I could take full credit for it, but honestly, your last guest, Gilbert Lowe, who we call G Thrill.
That's right.
He was the one. Actually, this goes back when Darren and I went up to see the two captains for the Ryder Cup up in Wisconsin, which I can't remember where we watched that at.
It was
the Faraday thing.
the Faraday thing.
The Faraday thing, but I don't know where it was at. It was somewhere in Wisconsin.
Oh, it was
some theater, right?
just south of Kohler.
Kohler. It wasn't. Yeah, it was.
It was just south of.
It was,
I
in
forgot
the
name.
town. Anyways, that was where the idea spawned. Darren and I got drinks afterwards, got dinner.
Got hammered with rain.
I've always wanted to do this Ryder Cup thing, and Darren's like, "Dude, we should do it." He knew that I would actually do it, and then he would just take full credit for it. So it actually worked out.
I mean,
wasn't he supposed to chip in with his previous company, and then he switched companies? So
Yeah, exactly.
And then my company said we're in, and then COVID
Backed
happened.
out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You mean our
So
company?
who picked up the rest of that building?
We did.
Yeah.
So you planned it all, got all the foursomes, made sure everybody got down there,
And
made
then we
sure
took care
everybody
of
had a good
Darren.
time, and we took care of Darren.
Yeah.
And what did you get for it? Like a high five, pat in the back? I mean, I think
Lifetime of memories.
You're a victim of your own success right now
I think
because
we
people
can-
expect certain things when they go on golf
I
outings.
think we can all agree, though, the entertainment value out of a guy like, I guess Daddy D is what we call him now.
That's correct.
You can't put a price tag on that.
Thank you, guys.
You can't put a price tag on there.
It's a
That's
joy.
why he gets invited
It's a
back.
joy for him to be my left.
I always feel bad because everybody invites me, and then I have no way to pay them back.
You're like the mood director, You just,
And like that whole thing was actually funny when Nathan's talking about how we planned that in the car ride back, and I it's a good idea. We had all these plans, and then I'm telling you, it was the next day. Nathan sent me a text. He goes, "Booked."
Yeah.
I mean, it was like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no way.
Back to your question about how did I pick Big Cedar? So I can't take credit for it. So Gilbert was the one that said, "Hey, did you hear about Tiger's new course? He's building something down in Missouri." I'm like, I have no idea about it. He told me about Big Cedar. I looked online. I was like, holy cow, this place looks incredible. Booked it. Rest is history. One of the best golf trips, if not the best golf trip I've ever been on.
Have you been to Bandon?
I have been to Bandon.
Look at the
He's
shirt.
wearing a Pacific Dunes.
That was my favorite course of all five.
Pacific's
The
awesome,
Pacific was awesome. Now, what did you think though? Bandon versus this Big Cedar? Is it apples and oranges?
No, yeah, it's two different places.
Two different places.
Two different places. I would agree. I mean, you got the ocean.
More serious in the Bandon one.
And as
versus-
I've always said, like Big Cedar's awesome, but they're still working on it. Like,
Right.
But awesome trip, and for an easy flight out of here, I mean, you definitely should. I mean, that should be one of those you probably play every year.
Where are you flying into? St. Louis?
No,
Springfield.
Branson?
Oh, Springfield.
Yeah, Springfield.
Branson?
No, yeah, Springfield.
how many pairs of shoes did you bring with you?
Oh, gosh.
Daddy D
No,
says you have quite the
How
collection
many
of
golf
shoes.
shoes do you own?
No comment.
It's bad.
You have the Jordans?
Like,
you have the new Jordans?
I don't. I
Yeah.
don't actually. I'm not a big fan of those, but
Well, it's high tops.
I mean, when Nathan
So are we talking like 15, 20 pairs? Like how many are you constantly rotating into?
you
your,
got to
your
think about
golf
his
game?
wife's listening to this, and he's on a budget.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
Hey, does your boss know how many rounds you played this year?
Just not if you're over 20.
I mean, how many of those would you say are you go to the course and you're like, oh shit, I forgot my shoes, and you had to buy a pair at the course? Or
I've only done that once actually.
Oh.
Actually, at Bandon.
So you're proactively
at
spending this
Bandon.
money?
I brought the wrong pair of shoes and they were uncomfortable.
Do
as
you
shit.
have more than 10 golf shoes?
True.
In this golf season, how many different shoes did you wear playing golf? Was it like 4 sets? Was it 2 sets?
It was probably close to 10.
10 different sets you rotate every time?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Is it all one brand? Or you like
No, I got Echoes. I got FootJoys. Yeah, I kind of bounce around.
He's a brand guy.
It depends on the weather. If it's soggy,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, if it's
yeah.
a little hard out there, change it up. You know, he wants to be
Nate looks good. He plays well. He looks good. You can't put on a huge event and look like shit.
No.
And Nathan does it good.
you gotta look like you have some authority there, right?
The guy owns it.
Now, and when you do these events, obviously you're the MC or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. Do you prefer to go off first or last?
Oh, I know that answer.
I usually like to go out first because I want to get back and make sure that things are going well as people come in.
Well, it's to put your card down at the bar so people can run it up.
That too.
He goes last. He comes back. The clubhouse is burnt down. Everyone's been around.
Right.
No, it is nice though when you're the first to go and then you can just like hang out by 18 and watch other people come in. That's always a fun little.
Yeah.
Give them the party gifts and hats and stuff and koozies.
Nice. So what's I mean during COVID, I mean obviously you guys did the big cedar. I mean golf was one of the only things that we could do. Were you still did you kind of tone it back a little bit from what you
Yeah,
usually
honestly, the actual outing obviously couldn't do that unfortunately.
You and I played. We walked. Remember the first round?
We did at was in Wisconsin at Geneva National.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you and I play the course near you that you always play on first. Like, or was that towards last year?
That was towards last year.
Oh God.
Yeah.
All right.
But COVID was actually good for golf. I think we can all agree with that, right? It was the only way to get out
We talked about that earlier.
and
Yeah,
hang out.
it's been a surge in golf this year.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
golf courses have had.
Remember I told you
loved it.
Ridgemore was they're like they went from we're gonna have to do special assessments to we have so much money now like let's knock down the halfway house like they're doing put pickleball courts in and all that crazy shit. But
Easy.
hey, it's growing the game just like Schiller's growing the game 1 11-year-old at a time in
Yeah.
Oak Park. You know it's working.
Got to start somewhere.
So the country club's flew with cash. It's great. During all this time, everybody's suffering.
Yeah, shocking, right?
And they took out PPP loans.
Exactly.
So did Ridgemore do any events, or were they kind of in the same boat where they had to cancel a bunch of stuff?
They canceled the Jabberwock, which we'll talk about that.
That's another story.
That's on our paid for.
I'm pretty sure that was canceled for other reasons.
That's on our OnlyFans account.
Yeah, that's on our OnlyFans. But no, they did the club championship. They did the Kelter Cup. They did a Ryder Cup event there. So they still did most of the events. And it was kind of wide open, not wide open, but they adhere by the rules. We have that nice patio that's there.
Yeah. But all internal stuff, so they don't let like companies come in
Private club.
and do.
No, Ridgemore's tough on that because they typically want a member with each foursome.
Yeah.
But we did one with a different partner, and we had 20 people.
Yeah,
so we
that's
had
right, we did.
was a four. So this partner, one of the guys is a member there too. So like they say they want a member for foursome, but if I'm like, listen, do you want $10,000 for 6 foursomes to block them off? Like it's a no brainer. And
I think we had 2 members at least, though, right?
no, we had 3 but there were 3 members.
Yeah, that's right, okay.
But it's a good question because. Do you ever try to do the private country clubs for like Rich Harvest, right? They take in those type of events, but you have to have a certain
I've
amount of
actually
people.
done Rich Harvest a couple of times. They're good about that. I think every club is different. I think some clubs are set up to do events like that, but I agree. Ridgemore is a little bit more private, corporate.
It's old school a little bit. It's just like there's younger people that are our head golf pro or director of golf. He's young. He's 35, 36, but. I told him, like, you guys are losing out on so much money from all these people that work in corporations that could have outings here, and and then
But it's a delicate dance, though, right?
It's a
Because
huge
they don't want to piss off
the
membership.
when they see like I have 6 tee times blocked off, but they usually say we start at a 1 o'clock tee time. We'll do it like in August or September, kind of on off peak. But I'm like, you guys are losing a lot of,
Especially if you're so close to the city.
I know.
it's like-
to me, it baffles me. But
Apparently they have too much money.
Yeah, they're flush with
Liquidity.
with cash.
I guess they're doing well.
Wish
So
I had that problem.
what would be a course? Now you said you just kind of got on at Kenosha. Is kind of you doing a little
Kenosha Country
social up
Club.
there.
Yep.
Which I heard is a great track.
It is.
Can't wait to play.
Yeah. When are you inviting a sneaky
Where in
party?
Kenosha is that?
You know, Darren's got it figured out, right? I mean, he gets in on these trips for free, and then he makes friendships with everybody that's a member at a club, so that he doesn't have to join one.
Yeah.
But he
Darren's got
pays
it
now.
down.
He does pay.
And he's bald and beautiful. I mean, this guy is just.
And they know they can count on me. I'm like, hey, Darren, what are you doing? Nothing. I can play. I got nothing.
He's a good
going on.
golfer too, so he's worth inviting. You know.
He's an okay golfer. Everybody else is okay.
What's your handicap index right now?
Like 9.
Ooh, okay. So
Darren and
Nate's
I
got
are actually
you.
pretty.
Yeah.
We're pretty competitive.
We usually play even, but we probably shouldn't. He should give me a couple, but it's still fun.
It's competitive.
Yeah, we have a good time.
But
Sparks fly.
Yeah, look at that.
Are you saying that Wysocki is lying about his index?
No,
If you guys are pretty even?
no, like he's probably playing better than me right now.
Well, if I would lie about my index, though, Schiller, I would be higher than a
Yeah, I was just going to
7.6.
say
Yeah.
the opposite.
That's how it works, Shuler. You go up.
So Brian,
How does an index? The higher index you have, the better.
so Nathan,
Yes.
Brian's,
How did he get on the show?
Brian's,
by the way?
Nathan, Brian's
Really?
He's an early investor, early angel
He just
investor.
picked up the game.
so Brian's new to golf.
Yeah, he's learning a new language right now.
Oh my god.
He's like Mr. Burns in the Pin Pals. He just put money down.
Go listen to our other one. I don't know if you heard the one about.
I'm gonna have to look up this online, the math behind the index.
Wait, is
When
this,
you do that, Brian, could you
I don't
tap?
understand.
Could you type really loud? when
Brian,
you do
if
that?
you're a good golfer but you claim you have a high index and you're playing for money, that's
The sandbagger.
that's a sandbagger, right?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Like
everybody.
if you're doing a scramble, you want to do it with, in theory, probably 8 to 15 handicaps because anybody can have a. Well, actually, no. Typically, you want a low guy in there too.
yeah, oh, you
Doesn't
got
matter.
the email guy. Yeah.
Nate, you're at the lowest you've ever
But
been.
indexes are different than handicaps.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the index is what your score is, and then your handicap is based on the course rating. So
Correct.
every course you go to has a specific
So,
rating.
so
by the
Brian,
tees.
let's
Yeah.
give you let's do this exercise with you. So, if I'm a 7.6 and it's a really hard course with a higher rating, my 7.6 will go up. I'll be a 10 maybe at a course. If I'm playing an easier course and I'm a 7.6, it might go down to a 6.
Yep.
It's all relative.
Yep, and then you get the same. You based on if you're higher handicap, you get the same index in terms of rating that affects you. You go down or up.
Is this the same guy that said he could beat Charlie Wood?
It's the same guy.
You know, Shuler's not a scorekeeper. He just
The
knows how to
only
win.
way Shiller can beat Charlie Woods is if he gets in his head and just starts like
it starts
railing
talking,
on this little
starts
kid
talking
and he
about how
starts crying.
he's raised by a single dad.
So, Schiller, when you play Charlie Woods, inflate your index to like 100.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
there is
then-
no index.
No, they're playing straight up.
Shots fired.
Daddy D.
So you guys can't tell that I did Peloton today. Damn it.
He made his Peloton.
Peloton's
trainer proud.
becoming like
It's
it's becoming
Diet
like
Coke.
no, it's becoming like Notre Dame. Like, how do you know somebody worked out today? Because they told you they had
You're
a Peloton.
right.
Like,
You're
everybody
right.
talks about it. We get it.
It's
right?
CrossFit all over again.
It's CrossFit 2.0.
It is CrossFit 2.0.
You don't hear people talking about fight camp, do you?
Nobody talks about fight.
Until-
Number one rule about fight camp.
Until,
is don't talk
until
about fight camp.
now. Maybe you should do a show for us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's kinda like the people who do Soul
when
Cycle.
when I
It's
do
like
the
the-
fight camp with the bag over there, like shirts. I'm like in my boxers.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. It's great.
If Nathan would have walked down when I was doing Peloton today, he would have took a picture and it'd be all over. My life would be ruined.
I'm upstairs
What,
working.
you doing-
Darren,
you doing-
Darren comes up and he's
naked?
all sweaty. I'm like, what in the fuck?
He's on a conference call. Some dude's on video. I walk by half naked. It's like, who is that?
So
That's
what do
why
you?
Sneaky Power is so successful. The number one rule about Sneaky Power is don't talk about Sneaky Power.
There you go.
Based on our readership, you're right. No,
Viewership, viewership.
listenership.
Listen, I think we're very, what is the word, self-deprecating about Sneaky Bar, which we should be, right? We're nobodies, we're doing nothing. But you know what? We're growing. You're growing. I don't think you can ask for more. I mean, if we weren't growing or seeing results, I don't.
You don't get a Nate on here to bring down his brand.
He's like,
If
you got
we're
over
not
1,000 followers on Instagram, like we do. Yeah. They're like, come on. He's like, all right, I'm in, guys.
You guys at 4 figures? Yeah. All right.
Well, Nate,
Four
what
figures.
what have you been doing during quarantine to kind of stay in shape? I mean, I know we got to golf at Black Wolf with you, which was fun.
Yeah,
that
that was fun.
What
I
was the
forgot
course
that-
that
I
we
forgot
played?
that you were there.
Yeah, what was the course? It was a hybrid of the two. The old American.
It was their old championship.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
which
loved it. I thought it was great.
It was great.
So
Yeah,
thank you, thank you
mixture
for
of the
setting that up.
Meadows and the Blackcliff course. It was
Yeah,
great.
Darren's like, you want to go golf? Think Wysocki's. So the benefit of Nate having open spots or people canceling the day of is, or a couple of days, is I get the invite.
You know how many times Nate's called me, what are you doing tomorrow?
You're playing.
Huge event.
You're playing.
I'm like, I guess I can make it.
Well, it helps to be two single guys too.
Can you pay for a foursome too?
Again, Darren coming for free last second.
And Nathan's like, hey, do you want to participate in this and fund it? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'll be there.
I'll be there on my own. Oh, can I get a ride too? And a caddy.
Yeah, I've trained this behavior for sure.
I go, just wait, Nathan will call me.
Dude, one day just fuck with them, Nate, and just like have a foursome at booked at White Pines or something. Like just trash dog. Like, hey, D, I got a thing. It's like it's a secret.
Course,
Yeah.
fantastic.
And I
It's
would,
right next to Butler.
Yeah.
and if Nathan asked me, I would go.
It starts with the B. It's called.
That's the kind of friend you are, Darren.
Thank you.
So
what
yeah,
do
what
I
have you
do
been
to
doing?
work out?
Yeah, I mean, what have you been doing? Working out? You've been playing a lot. Like, have you played the most rounds this summer of any?
Oh, goodness.
Maybe we shouldn't answer that question, but go.
I've played a plethora of golf. We won't put a number to it, but
He probably doesn't know it.
we've played enough. But my handicap surely doesn't show how many rounds.
This
I've
is the
played.
lowest you've been, though, isn't it?
No, the lowest I've been was like 6.3.
I would have thought you were like around a 4 or 5. If
Wait,
I'm,
hold on. You said your handicap, but you just gave your index.
I'm sorry, I gave my.
when we talk about
It was a test.
Get out here. This is why.
No, it's
How's an 11-year-old listening to a podcast supposed to figure this out?
Brian. It's when you're not on the actual course playing. It's the general accepted term is you talk handicap, but the official term is your handicap index.
True.
So
So they're the same thing?
no, they're different. Your handicap index is what our numbers are now. Our handicap would be if we went to a tough course. Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Brian Sayre over there. This is fucking awful.
They're disengaged now. They're disengaged.
Well, the thing with Schiller is like people probably think he's full of shit. He's actually dead serious that he doesn't know. He's just trying to learn. Like it's not like
It's not like I'm the only one that has these questions. I'm sure other people.
I think
Hazer doesn't.
I actually think
Hazer
the
has the same
reason.
questions.
Yeah, it's the old people in the villages who have Alzheimer's and young kids.
I actually think the reason you guys are growing so quickly is because of
wait to hear this.
Brian's
Keep
lack
going.
of knowledge. I think you're drawing in a whole new demographic of people that normally wouldn't watch a podcast because Brian brings that.
they're too scared to ask these dumb questions.
Yeah.
Brian's not.
You know what?
And the
You know
next-
what it is? It's the King of Queens syndrome. Brian is that guy.
Next thing you know,
He's that guy.
He's the guy.
Next
He's
thing
the
you know,
everyman that comes in.
we're at a golf course and those people are in front of you. And you're miserable.
Do I pull the pin? No.
Fantastic new rule, by the way.
That is a fantastic. It
is.
speeds up golf, and you don't have to rake the sand traps. I mean, that's a
that.
beautiful thing.
What do you mean? You're talking COVID times?
Yeah.
COVID times.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Or ever. You never have to
Ever.
Well, that was
Or
like
if you played a country club,
I think
never.
we talked about this in Pierce. We had 4 caddies at the club, and I'm like, "What are you here to do? Find my ball off the tee." Was it like they didn't ring
much.
traps? They wouldn't hold
They
your
couldn't
clubs.
touch your ball,
They
you
couldn't do
couldn't wipe-
anything.
yeah, they couldn't, yeah.
They were just basically a fifth person
Couldn't pull
just
the pin.
lugging around with you, and you're just like, "All right, dude. Well, whatever."
They're hype guys, basically.
can you tip me more?
Yeah, hey man. No, well,
What is an average tip at Ridgemore? Like, what do you pay these guys?
Oh boy.
I got a story for that, and I'll tell the story and get him on to talk about it. But I would say the honor caddies is 40 is what the base is, and then I usually give like 100 on top of it.
Oh,
But the
okay.
minimum you have to give, I think, is another 75 total. So you could.
But
put
that is for
35.
that is for a foursome though.
That's for the foursome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
most of the caddies would prefer to 4 caddy than carry a bag because they can make more money because you have 4 guys
Yeah.
technically paying you versus 1 dude.
Got it.
So it's a
And
it's
you
a
don't have to
slippery
carry a
slope.
bag.
No, you don't. You,
Yeah,
just,
you don't.
you just basically run. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. It's
Yeah.
It's
Great.
the best of both worlds there.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a
Sign me up.
Dude, I'm thinking about going back. Caddy years. Cash.
I forgot.
I would
your
love
caddy.
to see
Where did
Darren.
you
I would
caddy?
love to see Darren at the caddy
Edgewood
shack with
Valley.
like 18,
wait,
12-year-old,
hold on.
18-year-old, and
No,
Darren.
no,
That was me.
Daddy D and I spent last night after strategizing at Mastros, and we wanted to be like, hey, what are we going to talk to Nate about? And Darren brought up a good one. Do you want to talk to him and ask him about
The
that?
ankle bracelet up in
Oh, the
Wisconsin?
bottom two?
Yeah,
Oh.
bottom two.
So, obviously, big golfer. I want you to tell the story. Huge. About your hole in one, and then what happened the week after.
Oh gosh. So down in Tampa, TPC, and par 3, 146 yards, drops 10 feet in front of the pin, and then we see it roll in. And I go crazy, right?
Do I know who you're with?
I'm with Davey, who I took. He was on a phone call facing the other way, and we're going nuts. And he's like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "Are you effing kidding me?" I'm like, "Dude, I just had a hole in one." So 2 weeks later, so that was awesome. 2 weeks later, I'm at the CEL charity, and they raffle off a car. And literally like 5 minutes before they were shutting the cage for tickets, they were going around. Anybody want to do last minute tickets? So I put money in, got some tickets, and the Bulls were in the playoffs. So I was like, wow.
How long ago was this?
What's that?
The Bulls were in the playoffs.
This is back in 2013. So I'm like, I want to see the Bulls. So I leave before they do the raffle, and then all these people start blowing my phone. I'm like, dude, they just pulled your name. I'm like,
Yeah,
people are just laughing with me, right? And no, they pulled my name, and I won a car.
Wow.
Won a car.
So
Hole in one.
Within 2 weeks, I got a hole in one, and I won a car.
What kind of car was it?
It was a custom Mini Cooper.
You took the
Cooper
cash
S?
out. He took the cash
you
out.
took the
too.
cash, right?
Yeah, it's like 35 grand. 35 grand.
Did they tax you on that?
35
Did they
grand.
tax you on
they-
the cash too?
What's that?
Did they tax you on the cash?
No, I
value?
got a check for 35 grand. I had to report to my
1099.
account.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't happen to a better person.
Let's pay back for all the golf outings you put people
Well done.
through. They owe you.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I knew about his hole in one. Like,
What kind of car could it have been? And don't go like Ferrari, where he's like, what, like a.
Oh, that he would have kept?
Want to
would-
keep it?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, probably like a Corvette or something. A Corvette or better than that.
What about like a nice like
Your Lexus.
no like a nice like Jeep like Darren's like an SR? Well, yeah, I'd keep one of those too. But
No, probably Corvette. I'd want like a souped up car.
remember the guy that works for us?
you
He-
better-
Because I've never done it. I would never buy one. But if I won
Yeah,
one, I'd be like,
yeah,
I'll fuck around with it.
After you have that discussion with your wife to see if it's okay.
Do you remember the guy
true,
we
Darren.
work with? He won a H2, a Hummer.
Oh, nice.
And I think he turned it into, which I mean, the idea is there, but most people aren't going to keep the car.
Yeah, so
cash.
that's funny story because
Tesla.
my sister lives in
I'd keep a
Phoenix.
Tesla.
You keep,
Yeah, of
No,
course.
they're not going to.
So they had these. It was like it wasn't a Corn Ferry tour, but what it was back in the day, maybe the web.com tour.
Yep.
So they had
Yeah.
a tournament out there, and they had one of those 3 hole in ones. It was a local dealership. It wasn't like TPC. What's the big the waste management one? It was just a small
Phoenix
event.
Open.
Yeah, so they had like a Lexus RS 330 or whatever it was, and so no one won it, but it's already covered by insurance to do it. So they sent it back to the dealership, and literally they put it on sale and said this was like
Oh, in
you
the
could- yeah,
tournament.
but
yeah.
it was way below sticker price. And
Oh,
so
really?
my sister was like, I'll buy it. And it was like fully loaded because they were going to give it away. But then she got it for
Got a great
really
deal.
like.
When you do your outings and stuff, do you ever have like a hole in one you win a car and get the insurance for it? Do you like, I mean, or is it just pretty much long drive, close to the pin, and just be done with it rather than all
Yeah,
these
usually
extra
that.
games?
The only thing I've ever done that for was a charity outing. I pushed the car thing, and we did buy the insurance.
How much was that? Like,
Oh,
10
it's not,
grand?
it's not
bad?
crazy. It depends on the yardage of the hole, right? So if it's a
Oh, yeah.
longer hole, it's going to be cheaper. If it's a shorter hole, it's going to be.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Lexus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How far was the par 3? Like,
That one was like, it was a shorter one. So it was more expensive. It was like 155 yards.
nobody got it.
Nobody got it. No.
I'd love to know the odds.
Weird.
on
Yeah.
the hole.
I would have loved for your hole in one to be an event where you won a car, and then 2 weeks later you won a car. And that's your only one, right? You've only had one.
Only one, yeah. Anybody else here has that one or no?
Nope, I've been close.
My mom
It's crazy
is
to
my
think-
mom is 2. She's a 5'1" Korean lady. She gets driver for par 3s. Is that too?
No way.
My mom has golfed one time, twice in her life, and has a hole in one.
Really?
No shit.
Oh, interesting.
Mama
There you go, Mama Jane. Love
Mama
you.
Cook. Mama
So
Cook.
what, Nate? What's the next big golf event?
I've only been on the green once in the par 3.
Brian, you've played golf?
You own clubs? Ryan has been showing up at Diversity Range on Saturday mornings early.
Oh, okay.
Me and Marty are still sleeping from the night before.
No, I text Brian and said, "Hey, if
You
you're
did?
going to range tomorrow, if you are, pick me up and I'll go." And he was nowhere to
Wait,
be
so
found.
Shalair is not in the city, though, right?
He's in
Outside.
Comiskey.
Oh, for some reason, I thought you were West Burbs with like Whitey and all those guys. Nope.
No.
Got it.
No. I don't even know where the West Birds are.
No, Chi-Town's name is Chi-Town.
Chi-town.
There you go.
He's not Schaumburg town.
Wow.
So then how do you get Daddy D all of a sudden?
Oh well, Daddy D was brought. So when Darren's
What,
like,
like
"Hey,"
the podcast?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how his nickname came. He's like, "Hey, I met this bartender girl, and like, do you want to go and sit at the bar and have drinks and eat dinner?" Like, I told her we're gonna come up. I'm like, "Sure, we'll go." So we go there and we walk into this Italian place, and she's behind the bar, and she's like, "Oh, it's Daddy D," and she comes behind the bar, gives him a big hug, and I was like, "Wait, what?" She called him Daddy D, and now it's just kind of stuck.
Now that's a good story. I thought you actually gave it to him.
Oh
but
no, I
that
can't
makes
take
it
I can't take
fantastic.
credit for that one
Yeah.
because.
Wait, hold on. So it's a nickname he gave himself?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Are you listening? You don't know golf and you're not listening.
If the bartender asked Darren, "What's your name?" and he says Daddy D.
No, the bartender said, "Hey,
was I not
Daddy
clear
D."
in my story?
You were crystal
Thank
clear.
you.
The bartender, I knew her.
Maybe that fertilizer is fucking with his dreams. Jesus Christ. Brian, do you have anything productive to ask Nathan while he's here?
That's a legitimate question.
What
if he's told her his name is Daddy D?
I always do wonder, like, I don't think my mom and dad listen to this, but my mom's like, why do they call Darren Daddy D? Obviously, he doesn't have any kids that we know of. And then there's this name.
Yeah, he's not. We don't see him with like young women or 21-year-olds.
And I don't think they know that, like the daddy nowadays could be like, oh, just my sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Could be that.
Which I won't.
No, we're more like splendid daddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Splendid daddies.
That was good.
Yeah. No, I remember I had this girl.
I have some questions.
There was this girl. She'd be like, she's like, "Are you gonna be my sugar daddy?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be your splendid daddy." But go ahead, Brian.
I'll buy you a coffee.
You know exactly.
I'll be your equal.
So on the top of the guys trip, right? When you're planning a guys trip, like what are the top 3 most common mistakes like that a group of guys would make planning a golf trip?
There we go. Someone came in with the question.
Finding some value.
Wow, look at that.
The 3 most common mistakes, I would say accommodations. I think people don't think about that. And to me, the golf trip and the accommodations is probably more critical than the golf itself, because afterwards you want a place to be able to hang and talk about the shots, talk about the round. And if you don't have that, it's kind of a lackluster weekend. So I think that's fault number 1. Fault number 2 is, I think, coordination. Oh. So a lot of people will go out and they'll do 36, or too much golf, or not space it out enough. So you get done with 18.
That's a great point.
Which
you only have like another 30 minutes to rush to get to the next round. You want to have enough space to where you relax before you get to the next round.
I feel like some of that was your fault because you're addicted to golf and you want to play 36. Sometimes I got to talk Nathan down. I'm like, dude, he wants to golf every day with multiple holes. But
true,
he does a good job of it.
True. And I think the last thing I would say is bringing potentially the wrong person or persons.
Oh, yeah.
For the weekend, that could be a Debbie Downer.
Oh, the Debbie Downer.
One or two people can ruin.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole,
so let me ask you this, because this is really what I want to get to. Like,
yeah.
when you have these certain people that you invite to maybe the first time, and they're like, annoying, and you're like, hey, you're not getting an invite next year. What if they're like, hey, Nate, thanks so much. They give you the whole like, hey, I loved it. I had a great time with all the guys. Can't wait till next year.
Yeah.
Have you invited again somebody who you would prefer not to?
Dude,
how many chances have you given someone?
Yeah, exactly.
The problem here is
well, Darren still goes.
the problem with this whole thing. The problem with this whole thing is that your question is legit, and the problem is Nate is
too nice.
Too fucking nice. There's been times he's like, hey, we're doing this, and then blah blah blah's going. I'm like, what? And he's like, no, man, I know what you're gonna say. Like,
he's gonna calm Darren down to make him happy to go.
And then he's like mad at me. He's like, well, I guess you're gonna be playing in his horse. But like he's just too nice. But again, that gets.
But
to the
you
point.
have to balance the work and the reason you really bring people is, one, you like him, but number 2 is help drop some business. Yeah. You got to balance. That's a balancing act.
It is.
And some people know that they can get away with a lot of shit because they are helping to make some money.
Here's my rule, right? So there's plenty of people that are annoying. They'll still get the invites, right? People that are belligerent and just
bring nothing to the table.
Yeah, those people don't get the invites back.
And do they ever?
You just kind of ghost them, right? So
I was like, what's the story? But you still probably see these people in interact. Like, well, let me ask you this. So I'm not going to ask you the specific golf trip, but let's say you're on a trip with 20 people. Let's just say Big C or whatever you were. Like, not even Big C. There's 20 guys on the trip.
Yep.
What is the typical percentage that you'd be like, you're not coming back next year?
Oh, how many people on that trip?
Let's say you had 20 people on the trip. You had 5 foursomes.
There may be one.
Okay, all right. So for the most part, everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah, because again, it's all about, ahead of time, I try to think about, okay, do I want to make this invite? Do I not? I try to make sure that everybody's meshing well enough.
And on a trip like that, we're looking for golfers.
Yeah.
You didn't want hacks out there, no.
Not sneaky bar hacks, no.
Hence my no.
Well, I guess the hidden value that Darren brings is because he's free. You could put him with anybody and be like, shut the hell up, you're free. Right.
Correct.
It's like, oh, I don't want to play with him.
Yeah, Darren has no say because he's
free. Yeah, exactly. So you can. Darren's a chameleon. You can use them to just be like, no one wants to play with them, but guess what? You're free.
And that's fair. And Nathan's right, but Nathan doesn't want to hear me either because if he puts me with the wrong person, I'm going to explode.
That's weird to do that when you got it free.
He does. It's actually pretty fascinating how you line people up.
Yeah.
Even sometimes in the Vegas trips, a partner I'm sometimes aligned with an old boss.
I mean,
of
are you
mine.
jockeying foursomes from the day you start till
yeah.
after the first
Oh,
tee
yeah.
times?
Changes daily almost
Yes.
probably for him.
Because here's what happens, right? You form it, and then weeks before, you'll start to get emails like, "Hey, man, make sure I'm with this person, or make sure I'm not with that person." Right? So then it throws everything. Because once you change one person, it might throw the other foursome off. So it's like a domino effect, and you're like, "Fuck, now I got to change."
Well,
this
because
one or that
what's
one.
exciting is
Dude,
when
it's
you
like
get
wedding seating.
Yeah, but when you go to a golf outing, and like, so I went to one for a partner this summer, and I didn't know what my foursome was, and I show up there like, oh, you're playing with this, and this person. I'm like, fuck yeah, like what a foursome. And then all of a sudden it changes within like 20 minutes. Like, oh no, he's playing there, and you're just like, well, who the fuck are these guys? You know, like I think the excitement to play with a fun, because golf is one of the best sports and the worst sports to play with. If your foursome is amazing, it's the best time. If it's not, it's one of the worst 4.5 hours of your life.
And part of that, I was thinking about earlier, is I went to Florida for Christmas, and I went to play golf by myself. And I usually don't want to go play golf by myself, but I'm down there by myself, and I want to go enjoy it. And I would recommend everybody go do that more often and just get hitched up with people, because I met some of the best people. Those 2 rounds I played by myself, got hooked up with them, and like had connections.
Yep.
And it was like actually hilarious and crazy. And I'm like, I'd rather play by myself or with a buddy or whatever, but I would say get out of your comfort zone and go do it, because it's pretty fun. And everybody on that golf course is the same. They're like us. They want to play.
I feel like you can only really do that if you're a decent golfer, though. If you're a hack out there as a single,
Yeah,
and
true.
then then these people are out there playing like a double or whatever, and then you come on as a single handicap, you're gonna have fun because you're gonna play fast. You know the rules. You come out there like, this is my 3rd time golfing. Don't mind me, guys. And you're like in the bushes every day.
Yeah, but how hot is she and how much money does she?
Well, she better be super hot.
This is why I'm trying to get better at golf, so people will invite me to more golf outings.
That might be the number. Might not be the number one factor.
I don't know if it's your golf game that's not getting you invites, Brian.
Well,
Nate's events don't have any
that's the
opening.
excuse that they give me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to eliminate that factor. So I'm like, all right, so now you're not
it's
just
all
inviting
personality.
me.
Yeah.
Brian, we just don't like you.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I'm one of those guys.
It's down to like a 5 index. He's just like, I just wanted to hear you tell me you don't like me versus like,
I played this hard. You tell me you suck.
But Nate, I'm one of the guys on the trip that will make your life easier. I will golf with anybody, but not everybody on your trip may feel the same way about golfing with me.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I would golf with anybody too. I'll golf with a hack as long as they play quick and they know the etiquette, right? If you play with a hack and he takes his time and he's hits a zillion shots, and then it's annoying. But if you play with a hack and he recognizes, like, listen, I'm not that good.
Pick up my ball.
I'll pick up my ball.
Yeah.
I'll play with anybody.
That's true.
It's just respecting who you're with.
Yeah, I'd rather play with somebody like that than somebody who's really good but like slow, deliberate a-hole out there. I can't do it.
Too serious.
Yeah,
Sergio.
too serious. Yeah.
Like Sergio.
So I asked some more questions. So on the topic of,
you got like 2 minutes to go.
on the
before we
topic
wrap
of
it up.
accommodations, are we talking like house? Like, is it like 8, 12, 16 guys? Is it the right amount? Are we talking house, hotel, Airbnb? Like, what do you do?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a house. And I think the key there, too, is trying to get a place that's big enough to where everybody has their own spot, right? Because people want to...
Sometimes I got to sleep at Nathan.
Yeah. And that's okay. And that's okay. So I think, house is key. And what was your other question, Brian?
No, he was just listing off
The
the different
number.
kinds of houses.
Oh, the number?
Or is it 8, 12, or 16? Like, what's the good number for
They're
the
all
golf
different.
trip?
You've
I
had
don't think
multiple
it matters.
houses. You've had multiple places.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, right? If you can find 20 guys that all mesh together, great. If you can't and there's only 8, still great.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's all about the group dynamic and making sure that everybody gets along no matter what the number of people.
Yeah, Shiller was asking, was ranch style?
Like Tudor home, right? Architecture.
A castle.
Victorian, like you want a porch in the front.
Forest, beach,
But it does have
pool.
does it have
Like,
heated floors in the bathroom? And what kind of toilet paper?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're gonna wrap it there because we got a lot of good stuff here. Nate, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for
Appreciate
coming,
it,
man.
man. It's
fun.
Thursday in Chicago, kind of kicking off 2021. So first show of 2021, buddy.
And
so thank
you're going to be part of our next one that we're going to do.
You're
one
on every show, and then
this
we'll get those
summer.
invites to the golf outing.
Yeah, Tickler. More episodes on
I
Big Cedar.
have an expense card, Nate, that I can use. Just saying, I can buy it for some.
I mean, at least
So
somebody.
you're not like Darren?
No.
Hey, guys.
He's right here. We want to thank the Kazers.
I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Over here. We're going to miss you guys.
Congratulations. We're going to be at your house every
Yeah.
week. during the winter.
How many bedroom, Brian?
Yeah, how many
Kaiser,
bedrooms?
I know you don't golf at all, but join a country club.
Kaiser,
down
how
there
many
first.
bedrooms? 3. Oh, 3. So 1 and 2 guest bedrooms.
Is it a ranch style?
Yeah. What is that? What kind of thread counts on those guest sheets? Just checking. Okay.
Egyptian cotton?
If you don't have Jack and Diet, I ain't going.
Is it a down comforter, like a real down
You
comforter?
forgot to talk about.
Hey,
Oh yeah. Before
how many kitchens? Do the guest rooms have their own kitchen, or do they have to use the main kitchen? Just one kitchen or 2 kitchens in the
we're gonna
house?
end it there, but we're gonna do this quick, and if it cuts off, fucking so be it. But Daddy D, should tell them what you got me.
So my
for.
buddy Ross, this goes out to Ross, my buddy from college, who sent this to me for Christmas, and I don't know what it's called, a flask cap, I think. And you put this over your tumbler.
Yeah, like drink it.
No, pull it out and show them. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And you put your alcohol in this thing and then push it, and it comes out. Look at that, huh?
It's like a
Genius.
like a extended release kind of.
So this holds 6 shots, and it fits any tumbler. Not that we have problems, and not that we need it on a golf course, but if you needed that.
So if you're at a public course and you don't want to pay for their overpriced booze, you just get soda water or whatever you like to mix it
retail
with.
on that, guys?
Like $28 or something. What's it called? Flask?
Flask cap.
Yeah,
So,
flask cap.
all right, we'll
Let's
cut
go
it
to the
there
flask cap.
before we get cut off. But thanks again, Nate. We appreciate Daily AV. Welcome back. Sarah Kaiser, we just said we're going to miss you guys. So we'll see you guys soon. We're all going to have a group hug and cry and drink some more booze. So, all right, we'll see you guys later.